she'll be talking to me about something, and I'll be like, Tanae, you know, you got to just refocus. And, you know, I try to bring her to this calm and to like this self-reflection and what she needs to change within. And she used to be like, I ain't there yet, Doc. I'm just not there. Nah, you know. So there was kind of like this space of like, it's just like when we have relationships in our lives where people aren't there yet. Like we want to see them change and grow, and we see something beautiful in them, and we have the best intentions, but they're not there yet. So why did I used to write "Be Quiet" on my hand? I was trying to figure out if I was there. So I used to be a high school counselor in Michigan, y'all, and I absolutely loved it, right? I was at Muskegon Heights High School for like, I don't know, probably about 10 years, y'all. And every year I used to feel like I just wanted to go in and bring all these ideas and these new things, and just like I was excited with like just all the things that I wanted to bring to these students. And it was so often that I was met with resistance, right? There was just like major resistance sometimes. Like every single year I would go in, I'd be like, y'all, let's do this. I'm ready. Let's do this. And every year I felt like I would just like get pushed back, or there would just be this resistance from my colleagues and my peers, or just administration, you know. And so I would go into meetings and I'll just be going and just like excited and ready to share this and ready to do this. And sometimes it wasn't appreciated, you know. And I remember feeling like I have to sit down and be quiet. So I used to write it right here on my hand, y'all. I just wrote "Be Quiet." And I had to tell myself to be quiet, to really check out, is it me? You know, like, is it me that's a problem? Like the way that I'm coming in and what I'm doing is a problem? Or is it really just that they not ready? Like what I want to bring, they're not ready for. And can I be okay with that? And can I be in an environment that is like that? Do y'all get what I'm saying? So like, I remember a few years back, our pastor, I was at Stone's Church in Michigan when I used to live up there. Well, it used to have a different name. But anyway, I remember him saying one time that you can't grow pineapples in Michigan. And y'all, that stuck with me. Let me tell y'all what that meant. So you can't grow pineapples in Michigan. It's so simple. It's just that in certain environments and climates, there's certain things that just won't grow. Oh, y'all feel that? Oh, I get chills every time I think about that, right? So certain things in certain climates and environments just won't grow. So why can't pineapples grow in Michigan? Maybe it's related to the soil. Maybe it's related to the temperature. Like it's not tropical enough. It's not warm enough. But you can't grow pineapples in Michigan. And there are some environments that you can grow pineapples, right? But Michigan ain't one of those places. So I started looking at like my intentions, and I'm bringing forth these intentions and all these ideas and these things that I wanted to do. But I wasn't in an environment that wanted to grow that. Or maybe it just couldn't grow that. Oh, y'all. Oh, do you get that? Do you understand that? Like it has taken me a lot of bump in my head, like big time bump in my head, to realize that there's just some spaces where some things just ain't gonna grow. And that's even in relationships, you know? Like you may have all these best intentions and want to see certain things blossom and be, but one, some people may not be there yet. They just ain't there yet. And two, some stuff just ain't gonna grow in certain climates. Y'all get what I'm saying? Absolutely right, Cleora. What else was I gonna say about that? But the biggest thing that we need to be able to do is to also look at ourselves, right? To look at ourselves and what maybe we need to change. And y'all know what I found, like being a therapist for all these years, for I think it's like 20 plus years it is. I found that a lot of times we stay away from like going in and looking at ourselves and just see that everybody else is the problem. So that's the thing, like I did at that high school. It was almost like I got to look at and see if I need to go in and check me, or is there a problem somewhere else? And you know what I learned in that process, y'all? I learned that a lot of times, like I wasn't the problem. The high school wasn't the problem. It was the relationship between the two that was the problem. So that's the same way in a lot of relationships that we have. Like, I'm not the problem, you're not the problem, but it's the relationship between the two that is the problem. Uh-oh, that's my time, y'all. But that's kind of like this ecological perspective of, you know, if we remove this idea that one or the other is the problem, And it's the thing that's in the middle that's the problem, right? So I told myself to be quiet so that I can look at, be quiet. Like, is what's going on here with me and being in this setting, in this work environment? What can I change and what can I change? And what's worth trying to keep going or growing or whatever? Can I really try to plant some pineapples and see if they could grow? And in reality, y'all, we know I couldn't grow that. But taking it back to self. Let's take it back to self, because I really want us to take some time with our own hearts, and I have us a little guided relaxation to go, right? I know, Ron, it be flying, girl. So I wrote a couple things down about my own experience when I wasn't ready. Y'all, it's making my heart beat fast right now thinking about it. Where different people in my life who love me, I know love me, were telling me things about myself, things that I needed to change. And in those moments, y'all know what? When people are telling us about ourselves, we usually don't want to hear it and we resist it. The brain just resists that, right? And when they would tell me about myself, how much, you start with resentment. You start feeling angry at the person that's telling you about yourself, right? You start like, you make it about them. When in reality, it's time to just like sit with you. So I remember when I wasn't there yet, and I remember feeling angry. And that's really like part of like how my yoga practice and my meditation practice began, you all. It's just really sitting with myself and taking a look at me. So I would sit with me and cry and just really deal with like these things in my heart that I know needed to be changed. And y'all ever had something that's like you want to change, but it just seemed like you can't change it? Y'all ever felt that way? Where it's like, I can't shake this. It's like something and you want to shake it, but you can't shake it. And I really believe for me personally, and I know everybody has their route of how they get to some freedom and some liberation, but for me, I had to sit with me. Sometimes I'll go on a long bike ride, y'all. It'd be hours and I'm just riding my bike. And it's just like, not only am I releasing through my body, but I'm releasing all this cloudiness in my head. Because for a lot of us, we stay away from that quiet. We stay away from sitting with ourselves because of all this stuff in our heads, right? It's just almost like it's just so much noise. It's almost like you're going crazy and you can't deal. And that same stuff be in my heart sometimes, and I have to sit with me. That same stuff be in relationships with another person. Y'all know what I did, and then I'm gonna get to our meditation. I gotta tell y'all this one thing that I do sometimes with clients, especially with couples. So when there's like this tough place between two people, I really encourage them to soften into each other. But see, the world has told us to kind of harden and like put this resistance up, right? Like to defend ourselves. You know how y'all be. I ain't gonna say y'all. We all do this. We be like, I don't need nobody, or it's just me. It's about me and this person, or that's why I cut people off. That's why I don't fool with people. You know, people who talk like that, all of that. To me, that is a cry out to say, no, really, you do need somebody right now. You know, y'all, I got family members that be like, family, the ones that'll do you the worst. And you know what? I understand where that comes from when people say that, but in reality, we need each other. And it is true that sometimes it feels like family do you the worst. And that isn't about them being extra bad people compared to other people. It's actually about this deep groove, this deep neural pathway in your brain that when you're closer to people, so the people you're closest to can feel like they hurt you the most or the deepest, is because of this deep groove within you of this interconnectedness. So when it cuts you, it cuts real deep, as opposed to just somebody at the workplace, right, y'all? Y'all get that? So that's why it feels like family do you the worst. Really, it ain't. They don't do you any different than the rest of the world. It just feels like it hurts deeper because it is actually deeper. All right, let me get back to my point. My point of working with couples sometimes, or people in a relationship, I constantly see, when I see there's like this resistance or this kind of biting at each other or this kind of like attacking on each other, I invite people to soften into each other. This is how y'all do that. And maybe we'll do that guided relaxation another time. But this is how I will have people do. And I've done this with my husband before, y'all. Whew, and it is just like, ooh, it kind of take your breath away. So I have people sit knee to knee, right? So you say you have a difficult relationship with someone right now. So think of that person. Pull that person into your mind right now, whoever it is. It's probably like y'all didn't hit a place where there are no words. You ain't got nothing to say to them, and you've hit, this wall. So, sitting across, knees are touching. Y'all across from each other. Perhaps you have some anger towards them. But sitting across knee to knee, and then you just start looking into each other's eyes, just like this. And just start breathing. No words. And then we're starting to tap into our humanity. We're starting to tap into that heart. Just stay longer. No words, just sitting. Right? I guarantee y'all, if you do that with somebody that you're having a hard time with, there's like this shift in the atmosphere that happens. And you know what else comes with that? Just keep sitting. Just keep sitting. Don't say nothing. Then you start to see the tears start to flow. And it's almost like you get caught in this moment with each other. This moment where you see each other like fully, right? And I know y'all want to know what? That ain't easy to do. To sit with somebody fully and just be present and look at each other. And no words. You just start to soften into each other. No words, just soften into each other. Y'all, I'm telling y'all that's good. And y'all wanna know what? I do that with myself. I do that with myself regularly, where I just sit with me. No words. That's what Vipassana, y'all gotta check out Vipassana meditation. And this movie called Dharma Brothers. They went into a prison down in Alabama and they had men, I don't remember the days, I think it was like 40, maybe 40 days where they just sat. They just sat with themselves. And y'all think about all the stuff that can come up when you just sit with you, right? Then you start to see our intentions are right here at our heart center, right? That's so powerful how, right, sister, I know. That's so powerful how if we go and check in with our intentions, a lot of times we see that it's us. I always tell my students, you got to go in before you come out, right? So before you start emoting outwards, go in and just sit with you, right? And I know some people be like, I can't meditate. It's too hard. It's challenging. And you want to know what? Your brain is telling you to stay away from that place because it doesn't feel comfortable and the brain wants to keep you comfortable. But you go sit with you, even practice it every day. Just start with 1 minute and then move up to 3 minutes and then move to 5 minutes and just start to let all that stuff unfold. But sit with you. And if you're having a difficult relationship with somebody else, sit knee to knee. No words. Try it for 5 minutes. I'm telling y'all, it seems like eternity. I know I went past my time. I need to stop doing that. I'm going to stop doing that. But y'all, I'll be like, y'all, come on into this minute with me. This is 7 minutes. Come on in here. But I'm going to stop doing that, y'all. But I'll see y'all tomorrow because I'm way past my time. All right. Y'all have a good one.